He's known as El Viceroy. New video just into our newsroom tonight of Vicente Carrillo Fuentes being taken to a police helicopter. Fuentes is the suspected leader of the Juárez drug cartel, one of Mexico's most wanted criminals, now behind bars.
Hello and welcome back to the world of crimes, mysteries, investigations, and cold cases. In this video, we will be taking a look at the brutal capturing of Vicente Carrillo Fuentes. In case you don't know him, let me give a little backstory. Vicente Carrillo Fuentes, often known as El Viceroy, is a drug lord from Mexico who served as the head of the Juárez Cartel, a drug trafficking group. The cartel has its headquarters in Chihuahua, which serves as one of the main entry points for yearly shipments of illegal drugs worth billions of dollars into the United States from Mexico. Up to his arrest in 2014, he was one of Mexico's most wanted drug lords. Vicente was born to Vicente Carrillo and Aurora Fuentes on October 16, 1962 in Guamuchilito, Navolato, Sinaloa, Mexico. Vicente was the fourth of his 7 siblings, which were Angélica, Amado, Cipriano, Guadalupe, Alberto, Rodolfo, and José Cruz Carrillo Fuentes. All of them are the nephews of former drug kingpin Ernesto Fonseca Carrillo, also known by the alias Don Neto. Known also as the Vicente Carrillo Fuentes organization, the Juárez Cartel is a Mexican drug cartel with headquarters in Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, which is located between Mexico and El Paso, Texas, the United States. The cartel is one of several drug trafficking groups that have been known to decapitate their opponents, mutilate their bodies, and dump them in open spaces to terrorize not only the general population, but also local police enforcement and their rivals, the Sinaloa cartel. Juan Pablo Ledesma is its official leader at the moment. The most aggressive branch of Carrillo Fuentes' troops consisted of the Mexican-American prison gang Barrio Azteca and a group of corrupt police and ex-police known as La Elni that carries out the majority of the executions and is now the cartel's most powerful and effective component. To fight against its rivals, it also makes use of the Barrio Azteca gang. The cartel was established in the 1970s. In April 1987, Mexican federal police helicopters raided the Rio Grande village of Santa Elena, Chihuahua, killing the group's leader Pablo Acosta Villarreal. Rafael Aguilar Guajardo and Amado Carrillo Fuentes, Ernesto Fonseca Carrillo's nephew and Vicente's brother, replaced him. Amado finally betrayed Guajardo and killed him in 1993, after which Amado took over as the commander of Juárez. Amado brought his brothers and then his son into the company. After Amado passed away in 1997 as a result of complications from a surgery, a brief turf war broke out over who would head the cartel. Amado's brother Vicente Carrillo Fuentes took charge after beating the Muas Talavera brothers. Along with Juan José Esparagoza Morno, Rodolfo Carrillo Fuentes, Vicente Carrillo Leyva, Ricardo Garcia Urquiza, and the Beltran Leyva brothers, Vicente formed a business partnership. He maintained other lieutenants in his employ, including El Chequi Hernandez, who was under his brother's command before. The cartel was in disarray when Vicente took over leadership. Amado's passing left a large power void in the Mexican underworld. Vicente was able to avoid direct conflict and strengthen the Juárez cartel throughout the 1990s when the Carrillo Fuentes brothers rose to become the most dominant group. Towards the end of the 1990s and the beginning of the 2010s, the relationship between the Carrillo Fuentes clan and the other members of the group became shaky. The Golden Triangle Alliance, also known as La Alianza Triangulo de Oro, was formed by drug lords from neighboring Mexican states in the 1990s and early 2010s. Its 3-state area of influence included Chihuahua, which is located south of the U.S., state of Texas, Durango, and Sinaloa. The Sinaloa cartel drug lord Guzman, or El Chapo, however, refused to pay the Juárez cartel for the privilege of using particular smuggling routes into the United States, and as a result, this relationship was shattered. Rodolfo Carrillo was reportedly murdered in 2004 outside a movie theater at Guzman's behest. In retaliation, Vicente Carrillo ordered the murder of Guzman Lora's brother El Palo in a jail. This set started a territorial war, although it appeared that the conflict between the two was put on hold in 2005 and 2006 as a result of the Sinaloa cartel's bloody conflict with the Gulf Cartel. The cartel leadership was between Vicente Carrillo and Ricardo Garca Urquiza, who was captured in November 2005. Between the factions loyal to the Carrillo family, the factions loyal to the Sinaloa cartel led by Guzman Lora, and some to Juan Jose Esparragoza Morno, the cartel had split into divisions. According to Incite Crime, federal authorities, who were either getting intelligence from Sinaloa or cooperating with the cartel, were also primarily targeting Juarez allies. Now let's move on to the main thing. In a 46-count indictment in the Western District of Texas, Carrillo Fuentes was charged with running an ongoing criminal enterprise, importing and possessing drugs with the intent to distribute them, conspiring to do so, and conspiring to import and possess drugs with the intent to distribute them. He was also accused of money laundering, tampering with witnesses, ordering the intentional killing of people to stop them from providing information to American law enforcement, and murder in furtherance of a continuing criminal enterprise. The U.S. Departments of State offered a reward of up to $5 million USD for information that resulted in Vicente Carrillo Fuentes' capture and/or conviction. The Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act, sometimes known as the Kingpin Act, was used by the United States Department of the Treasury to penalize Carrillo Fuentes on June 1, 2000 for his role in drug trafficking alongside 11 other foreign criminals. The law effectively froze all of his assets in the United States and forbade American people and businesses from engaging in any type of economic activity with him. He was then charged with 5 counts in the Eastern District of New York in July 2009 for allegedly collaborating with the paramilitary United Self-Defense Forces of Colombia and the Norte del Valle cartel in Colombia. The Attorney General of Mexico offered US $12.2 million as opposed to the FBI's maximum reward of US $5 million for his capture. The renowned and elusive Juarez cartel boss, one of the most sought-after persons in Mexico and the U.S., was at last apprehended by authorities in 2014. According to the Office of the Attorney General of Mexico, 51-year-old Vicente Carrillo Fuentes was captured on October 9th in Torreon, a city in northern Mexico. Following the arrest of Hector Beltran Leyva on October 1st, this was the nation's second significant capture of the month. A part of the OCCRP's list of the world's most wanted criminals, Carrillo Fuentes was apprehended at a roadblock set up in the Nueva San Isidro area after police identified numerous residences and a car he had been using. Although he presented a driver's license using the name Jorge Sanchez Meja when his true identity was uncovered, he confessed it. Although no bullets were fired, authorities did seize a pistol and a rifle. Escort Jess Dimas Contreras Sanchez was also detained. After being detained, he was transported to Mexico City and then transferred to the federal SEIDO offices, where he formally declared his involvement with the investigation into organized crime in Mexico. He was formally charged with charges related to organized crime and narcotics trafficking 2 days later. Carrillo Fuentes was sent on October 14, 2014, to the Federal Social Readaptation Center No. 2, a federal maximum security facility also known as Puente Grande in the state of Jalisco. He was formally accused of breaking Mexico's federal law on firearms and explosives by a federal court in Jalisco on the same day. A Mexican court condemned Fuentes to 28 years in jail on September 14, 2021. Lastly, Alberto Ugly Betty Carrillo Fuentes, the younger brother of Carrillo Fuentes, was taken into custody in September 2013, while Guzman Lora, the rival from the Sinaloa cartel, was taken into custody in February 2014. After all of this, however, Carrillo Fuentes claimed in a clip of an interrogation that has been made public that he has never murdered or given the order to kill anyone in his life. And with this thought in mind, I'm gonna leave you here. And with that, our video comes to an end. I sincerely hope you found today's video interesting and spooky. Don't forget to click the button below to like and subscribe to our channel. Smacking the bell icon will make sure you never miss an upload. Share this video to everyone who's into crimes and stuff. Leave your thoughtful opinions and overall feedback in the comment section below. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Goodbye.